All right, well, everybody, this is Eva. She looks a lot different. The problem with her hair is that top knot, which is that top piece of hair, which we can see here on, I believe this is Tilly, was matted. So it had to be sheared. So we don't shear the top knot, we would trim it, but hers was completely and totally matted, which is why it was always hanging in her eyes. So we had to go ahead and cut it. So shearing, let's talk about shearing. We've had lots and lots of comments on shearing. So shearing is 100% absolutely necessary in alpacas. You know, from each of these alpacas, we got about, I think, 6 to 10 pounds of fleece. So alpaca is warmer than wool. We know that. But can you imagine wearing an extra 10 pounds of a very thick winter coat whenever the temperature here already has been in the high 80s with very high humidity? I can't. Okay? I can't imagine doing that, and they can't either. So what happens to alpacas is that they get sheared once a year. That is what makes them some of the most sustainable animals on earth, is because they get sheared. We take their fleece and make it into yarn. After we make it into yarn, we make things from it. So we can make socks, or we can make hats, or gloves, or sweaters. But in order for us to have all of those things, they have to be sheared. So we shear once a year. In Wisconsin, we always shear in May. In other parts of the country, such as Arizona and Texas, they start shearing in March. Sometimes they actually end up shearing twice in those warmer states because the animals get too hot. Animals can actually die from heat exhaustion and heat stroke if they have too much fleece on them, right? It's too hot. The other thing that I want to address is the shearing process itself. So we brought in shears. Yes, that is completely true. We bring in a team of 3 people. I love these guys. They were here last year. We have used them at a previous alpaca show. They're very good to us. They're very gentle. So I don't know what everybody was talking about whenever they thought that they were rough. But the animals do have to be somewhat restrained in order to make sure that it's safe for them and safe for everybody involved. I don't know how you would actually efficiently shear as many alpacas as we have if you didn't have at least some form of restraining them. So this is very common in the alpaca industry, is to restrain them. The shearers and everybody working here at Eagle Eye Farm that was a participant in the shearing process yesterday, it was all done with great integrity to the animals and with great respect for their safety. So if anybody has any issues, they can speak directly to me. Otherwise, if you're just uninformed, just keep your opinions to yourself. All right, thanks.